What's up, everybody? We back in the building once again, talking about some boxing and stuff like that. Give me 1 second to make sure sound is working and everything in the YouTube world. And then, ain't really too much going on in boxing news, but a bunch of, back and forth. He says, she said, with fights being made. You got Clarissa Shields telling Layla Ali to stay her ass in the kitchen. You got Dillian Whyte out there sitting on the back burner once again. You got the rumor talks 89 TV. What's happening? You also have Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury talks. You have that as well. So there's a lot of things going on around the boxing world. I was trying to find the article for that because of I think that they tried to say that fight was going to be around 2021 January, and that kind of basically leaves Daryl Lee. What's happening? That basically leaves your boy. Oh, well, not your boy, but the guy who hasn't been doing his part for his boxing career, Dillian Whyte, on the back burner once again. Basically, as you can see from the title of the video, sporting icons, Dillian Whyte did it to himself. And the reason why I worded it that way, I think that there needs to be a level of ownership on Dillian Whyte's part, as far as him not getting the championship fight, as far as him not becoming the mandatory when he could have. So in sporting icons, it seems like it's all based off of Deontay Wilder. It's not really Tyson Fury or anything like that. It's all based off of Deontay Wilder and his demeanor and attitude towards him for some odd reason. Probably by way of the LDBC, probably by way of nothing else going around in the heavyweight division but him. And now Dillian Whyte is once again in a position because he chose to be played by Edward Hearn. I don't know if you guys were over there on Blue Blood Sports TV's channel today. His live, he basically, told it like it was. Ain't nobody talking about no Dillian Whyte, even though that might not be Edward Hearn's place because Dillian Whyte is on a fight by fight basis and stuff like that. But you had the things about Dillian Whyte saying he's going to sue the WBC or he's going to petition this or do whatever the case may be. Nothing had from that. He ended up coming to the States and then going back to the UK, telling, Edward Hearn, no, I wasn't going to leave you, Eddie. I wasn't going to leave you. But obviously he was shopping around and stuff like that. Really, to tell you the truth, people need to keep it, what it is for what you see. Dillian Whyte had like what? Almost 2 years to fight Dominic Brazil to become the mandatory, and he did it. So, and then once he becomes the mandatory, then he's mad that he has to wait because he the one who took so long to get to the position. But there was a actual faster way of getting there. But he thought that he could take a shortcut, and it didn't work out. The shortcut ended up making him go all the way around the world instead of just going down the street. You could have had your shot if you fought Dominic Brazil or Louis King Kong Ortiz. But what did you do? You didn't do it. And now, once again, you were on the back burner until 2021. After Fury versus Anthony Joshua. What if the WBC says fuck you and makes Tyson Fury the mandatory if he happens to win? What would happen then? What if Deontay Wilder wins and says, you know what? Forget Dillian Whyte. I'm going to go up over there and fight AJ. I take the franchise tag thingy. And then guess what? Ain't got to worry about no more Dillian Whyte. And another thing that, Sporty said, Sporting Icons basically said was that in the history of boxing, the number one has always been the mandatory. Well, he felt that point because he didn't really make it into a history lesson. He didn't explain it. What he did show was the BoxRec heavyweight division breakdown. The spreadsheet, of, WBC, WBA, IBO. You know what I'm saying? He basically showed who's number one in that. I thought he was talking about, throughout time, this is what it was. But what he failed to mention in the video was that, guess what? The WBC has their own rules. And I covered that in the past video of the rules in the WBC, when it basically says that number one is not the mandatory. In order for you to become the mandatory, the WBC has to make a vote. See what I'm saying? You either fight an eliminator that the WBC votes on, or they just make you the mandatory by vote. And so Dillian Whyte didn't get enough votes, or he didn't get votes at all. So he's going to have to wait. I say, for all you guys out there, don't stick to what you think is true or what somebody else says, because you got to check your source of information. It is flat out wrong. And it's not dangerous, but it's just extremely fucking misleading to your audience. Why would you want to be so malicious and forget something, knowing now well you read the WBC rules, because you bring up the rules and everybody else's shit. You take screenshots and you show it and blah, 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 whoop. But guess what? The WBC don't work like other sanctioned bodies. Other sanctioned bodies ain't got franchise tags. Other sanctioned bodies will make sure that fighters can duck fighters, so they can push their agenda on who they want to become champion. And every sanctioned body does that dumb shit. The WBC is just blatant, and they just call you a franchise player, or they put the franchise tag on you, whatever they want to call it. But I just think that at the end of the day, people just need to keep it real. Keep it for what it is. Keep it for exactly for what it says, not for what you think it is, because you're mad at Deontay Wilder and the LDBC and couple of other people. Keep it to what it is. You don't have to be this whole grumpy, doomy, and gloomy dude. And every time you make a video, you got to bring up Deontay Wilder and how he lost. Yeah, it's funny and stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes people, they pick a fighter to win and the fighter ends up losing. That happens all the time. Hell, you're probably a soccer fan. Your soccer team doesn't win all the time. So, that's the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's sports. It's not come up over here and just dominate all the time. It doesn't happen in no sport. But yeah, it sucks to be Dillian Whyte. And can't nobody else do nothing for him. He did it to himself. He literally, you mean to tell me you're going to become the mandatory? You happy that you're the mandatory, but then you don't get to fight. Then a year go by, and then you get the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. You get the second fight, and then they're going up to the third fight. You still crying, and then you hear Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. What was it? January, I think it said. The article said 2021. So you know that it excludes you. It excludes you. So it ain't Fury ducking, it ain't AJ ducking, and it's damn for sure not Deontay Wilder or any of these sanctioned bodies is running from you or ducking from you. You fucked up your own career by not being a man. I don't care what none of these fighters say. They can say this thing anytime they want to. They can say, well, I'm just a fighter. Talk to my promoter. He handles all that. I'm just a fighter. It don't work like this. This is your life. This is your career. You gotta have your hands in that cookie jar. You gotta have your hands in that motherfucking cookie jar. Rob Sportsman Lee, what's happening, baby? You gotta have your hands in that cookie jar, because you don't have your hands in that cookie jar, you're gonna get Don King'd. You're gonna be up in there fighting the guy with the belt, but win and don't get the belt. Zab Judah style. That's what Zab Judah did. That's what he did. He didn't even know. He thought he lost the belt. And it was like, oh, no, champ, that's your belt. You didn't lose nothing. Ron Sportsman Lee said Dillian Whyte doesn't want any real smoke. Yeah, if he wanted real smoke, he would have cut all that trying to be. He would have cut all that trying to be a pay-per-view star thing out there in the UK out. He would have never done that. He would have did what he was supposed to do as a boxer and as a man, and fought the fights that was in front of him to get him there. But he didn't. He didn't. If you tell this to anybody, they'd be like, well, I don't know why he did it, but it makes sense because, you know, he thought he was going to get more money this way, but he could have had the money because he would have been the mandatory. And guess what? People in the UK would have ate that shit up. And I'm like, we about to see Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder. Let's go watch this guy. Let's go big him up. Let's go make this a big fight. What they always say up over there, oh, you know, you need to raise your profile. Oh, his stock just risen. Don't people, fans, like, what does that have to do with me? I don't care how many people show up to these damn events. I don't care how many people watch the fight. I'm going to watch the fights that I want to watch. Now, if I fucking think Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding was a magnificent big fight or whatever the case may be, or Shakur Stevenson last fight, if I thought that shit was big and all that stuff, I'm going to watch it. And ain't no bells and whistles. Ain't no fireworks. Ain't no 90,000 people in the arena is going to make me want to watch that fight. I'm going to watch the fights, like I'm going to say it again, that I want to watch. I don't care about none of these fighters' fucking stock. I want to see fighters get up in the ring and evolve over time and be like, damn, this is going to be a good fight. This dude, look where he came from. He used to be this little snotty-nosed boxer. Now this dude, you know, he's looking crisp and all that stuff. Man, I don't know who's going to win this bad boy. It looks like a 50-50 or a 60-40 fight. He might not get it, but I know I'm going to get I'm going to get my money's worth. You know what I'm saying? Ron Sportsman Lee said Dillian Whyte tried to bum fight his way to a big payday title shot. Yep, he tried to make that shortcut. How you supposed to be running a marathon and this motherfucker is cutting out of the goddamn lanes on the marathon and trying to, you know, oh man, you know what? This is a shortcut right there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody right there. They ain't looking or nothing like that. I could cut across here, go up over there, and then guess what? That would took off 20. That would have took off 5-10 minutes. Oops. But guess what? You didn't know it was a canyon full with cactuses and shit like that. And you now all of a sudden you stuck, and now you got to backtrack, and now your shortcut end up and fucked your ass up. Stop taking shortcuts. Don't be like Dillian Whyte and all like these other fighters. Worried about marinating these fights, worried about becoming their own star, talking about, oh, you know what I'm saying? Tank Davis, it's time for you to pass the torch. Pass the torch for what? What torch? You want this man to pass an imaginary torch to another fighter? An imaginary torch. For what? You only said that shit so it can make some headlines, so y'all can make this dude seem like he's the next thing coming up. All these boxers out here, they own men. They're their own man. They're running their own shit. They doing their own thing. Nobody wants to be following behind in the footsteps of another dude. Knowing now in their mind they feel that they could beat that person. I'll be right back, y'all. Let me open up this door. God damn it, I almost bust my ass. And it's really unfortunate. I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's funny style though, how you can have a lot of fans out there and really believe and this whole Dillian Whyte is being ducked by the WBC and everything. But every time they want to bring that up, they don't bring up the amount of time that he could have fought Dominic Brazil. They don't bring up the WBC actual rules and what it states, that Dillian Whyte fucking knew what it was. He knew what time it was. They don't want to bring up that, hey, look who Dillian Whyte fought at the same time that Dominic Brazil was the mandatory. And then why was people out there trying to backtrack how long Dillian Whyte was the mandatory? Because he was number one. The only reason why people are doing that, they backtracking that and saying that number one thing is because people are spilling out misleading information. You're really spilling out misinformation. How do you take a news article and then you want to talk about it, and then you don't even bring up the real overall problem? The real overall problem is boxing fans and boxers don't want to do what needs to be done. There's too many people out there watching fights, showing these promoters and these networks that we are willing to watch any bullshit bum of the month. There's too many fighters out there that that's not doing what they were supposed to do, like Dillian Whyte, and get mad when they don't get what they want. I mean, they don't get what they don't get. Yeah, they didn't be mad because they don't get what they want, but they could have had that. They could have had it. The only person you know what? All that effort that people were putting on Dillian Whyte, including, my dear friends, sporting icons. What about Devin Haney? What's up with the videos on Devin Haney? Matter of fact, what's up with the video? I'm not even gonna bring up the Andre Ward and Milk Dud. What they had to say Saturday. I mean, was it Saturday? I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. I don't know what day that fight was, but I watched it anyways. Don't matter. The other day. It is what it is, man. Is up to you. People got to have accountability. People that's making videos have to have a some sort of accountability and tastefulness when they making videos. Dillian Whyte, Dominic Brazil, Dillian Whyte, Robert Boulinez, and all them other guys. Doesn't make sense. And now I have one. And then why he ain't talking about 2021? If Tyson Fury wins 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua, are those going to be back-to-back fights? Or are those going to be, you win this, winner fights Dillian Whyte, and then you go on to y'all second fight? But it doesn't matter, because he's still going to have to wait till mid next fucking year. Mid-next fucking year to finally get his shot. You can say the dude been waiting 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't care. Let him wait. I don't care. Let him wait. A part of me want to say, yeah, Deontay Wilder, get that franchise and say, fuck Dillian Whyte. But then again, I'm kind of like, yeah, the rules say this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, if you beat Tyson Fury, yeah, go on and just get that man his shot. You know what I'm saying? If he wins, he wins. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Because it's just just doing what's right. Just do what's right. Give him the shot when it's right. Because right now, don't nobody want to see the shit anyways. Don't nobody want to see Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte, and nobody want to see Deontay Wilder versus Dillian Whyte, and nobody want to see Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte. And there's not too many fights out there I want to see Dillian Whyte in anyways. Besides King Kong Ortiz, but who's Dillian Whyte fighting next? Let's see. Let's type in Dillian Whyte. Let's see what he's been talking about. Let's see. Let's see. Highly doubt there's anything. Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte sparked mass brawl after just one round of epic fight with punches thrown. This is old. I might went wrong. That's old. I don't even know why they even rehashed that shit. Deal breaker. Fury versus Joshua could see Dillian Whyte awarded WBC heavyweight title belt with Gypsy King made franchise champion. See, and this is on the Sun. I don't even know why that's even that's nothing to be happy about. If I was Dillian Whyte, that's nothing to be happy about. Because you're still not the champion. You're still not number one. You know what I'm saying? You're not the number one uno. You know what I'm saying? And he won't have to fight you either. I can't find nothing on that. I know I heard something. But I just can't remember. Let's see here. It says Derek Chisora. This was made. This is a paper a day ago on the Evening Standard. Derek Chisora confirms MMA switch amid Dillian Whyte versus Francis Ngannou talks. So here we go. Derek Chisora is looking to make a crossover to MMA, stating he can't wait to get in the cage. And I guess they got some pictures of Derek Chisora throwing some leg kicks and shit like that, defending the takedown and shit like that. I don't blame him. I don't blame Derek Chisora for doing that. If you want to keep fighting, making money, go ahead and do your thing, man. You go ahead and do your thing. But let's go back to here. Okay, we got I guess that's something real. Francis Ngannou has been talking. They has been talking about this fight versus Dillian Whyte. So, still, once again, he ain't fighting nobody. Once again. You know, he want to fight in the UFC. Or what is it, UFC, or is this it says the UFC star and intern WBC heavyweight world champion Whyte. He's not a UFC fucking star. It says, oh, you're talking about Ngannou. Okay, Whyte were due to come together for a special press conference for an unknown reason. Ngannou and his team closed to negate the agreement to allow the airing of the 1-to-1. The Rivals episode was ready for transmission until Ngannou revoked permission. Explaining the situation, Matchroom said, unfortunately, our plan, Rivals exposed with Rivals episode with Dillian Whyte and Francis Ngannou, will no longer be released on Saturday due to requests from Team Ngannou. Stay tuned for more information. So, still, he's looking for a payday. He's still looking for a payday. And the UFC, damn for sure ain't gonna pay this motherfucker. Damn for sure. They ain't paying nobody right now. So they damn for sure ain't gonna pay no damn Dillian Whyte. And I don't even know what this thing's gonna be on, man. I don't know if this is gonna be a UFC thing or, you know, whatever how they want to do it. But anyways, man, I just wanted to bring up the bullshit with Dillian Whyte. You know, I think he's a good fighter. I think that there's just a couple of hiccups that he had in his career that he should, well, not a couple of hiccups. There's just a couple of wrong turns that he took in his career that he should have never took. And he's still going to get to run around until he just does what needs to be done. That's all he got to do. But anyways, on that note, y'all have a good day. I'm out of here.